I'm going to show you two things in this video. The first thing I'll be showing you is how to add a field to the default field list of AccuZIP6 field names, which you see in this area. I'm going to show you how to add a field to this default field list. So every time you open a new list in AccuZIP6, you'll always see this field name. And the example I'm going to show you is how to add a mailer ID field to the default field list so it always shows up. The other thing I'm going to show you is how to increase the default field width. I know some of our customers use the sal field. Well, I should say AccuZIP6 uses the sal field for the name prefix, such as Mr., Mrs., the Honorable, and so forth. Well, the sal field by default is a width of 15. In this video, you're going to see how to increase that if you'd like to use the sal field for something like the salutation of a letter, where that's going to be a little bit longer. We'll start by canceling or closing the open setup window. Now I'm on my blank white screen, and I'm going to pull down the File menu and go to Properties. In the Properties window, I'll click on the Fields tab, and then I want to click on the default field names and attributes for a new database. So I'll click on this button. So now I mentioned increasing the width of the sal field, and all you have to do here is click on your sal field over here in the width. I've got the default width of 15. I'm going to change the width to 50. And that's it. I also want to add a new field to this default field list. So I'm going to click on Insert, and Insert is going to put the new field above the sal field. If I want this new field to be added above Company, I can just click on Company, hit Insert. There you see new field. I'm going to type in mailer ID, and then with a mailer ID that's going to be either 6 digits or 9 digits, so I'll put it at 9. If you're adding any other field, it's going to be important to not only type in the new field name, but also change the field width. The default field width is 10, and for fields that you'll be adding to your default structure, you're probably going to want that field to be longer than a width of 10. So just make sure you make that change. That way, when you open your list in AccuZIP and you assign that field name, you don't have that data cut off at 10 characters. So I've put my mailer ID at a width of 9. That's the most of the mailer ID is ever going to be. I've put my sal field at the width of 50, and you can increase any of these other fields as well. And then I'm going to click OK. It'll ask me if I want to make the changes permanent, and I'll hit yes. And now I'm finished. I'm going to click OK out of Properties, back to my blank white screen. I'll pull down the File menu and go to Open List. I'm going to hit the Open Folder button and then browse to my demo folder. And that's in the AccuZIP6 5.0 folder. That's just where I keep my example file. And now you'll see there's the sal field, which you've already seen there before, and here's the mailer ID field that I put right above Company. So from now on, every time I use the Open List feature in AccuZIP6, whether it's choosing Open List for the first time in the Open Create screen that you'll typically see when you launch AccuZIP6, or when I pull down the File menu and go to Open List, this mailer ID field will always be in here. So you can add as many fields as you wish to that default field list.